What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and this is about why Roy Jones turned down $30 million to fight Tyson when they were younger. They were close to their prime. I'm going to break down the reasons why this fight never happened, and also a few other tidbits about what was going on. Now, for those who are not up to date, Roy Jones and Mike Tyson are about to fight. Tyson is 54, Roy Jones is 51. I'm going to break down all of this stuff that's going on. But before I do, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 30K subs. I really need your help. And if you enjoy my breakdown and you learn a couple new things, hit that like. Now, let's get into it. Now, Tyson, okay, he had a fight for Roy Jones for $30 million, but it never happened. Okay, and here's why. Now, at the time, okay, Tyson was a little older. He's 3 years older than Roy, but that's not the main reason why it never happened. Okay, now Tyson is a bigger dude than Roy Jones. Roy Jones was an amazing fighter, probably the best pound for pound, winning so many titles in different weight divisions. But Mike Tyson was a beast at the time in the heavyweight division. And so Roy Jones, he got cheated out of a gold medal in '88, and he had an amazing career as a pro fighter. Now, Tyson, he had returned to his winning ways at one point. This is after he had a few losses, and so he had destroyed Clifford ATN. Okay, now around that same time, Roy Jones was starting his career at super middleweight, and he had already won world titles at 4 different weights, and he had outpointed John Ruiz in around 2003. Now, Tyson, he had came off the loss with Lennox Lewis. He came and beat Clifford ATN. So now it was looking like maybe this may be his last big fight, last big payday. But Roy Jones declined the opportunity because he thought that he should have been paid more than the $33 million offered. And he also, instead of taking that Tyson fight, chose to fight Antonio Tarver in a light heavyweight title unification fight, and he took home just a fraction of the money he could have had gotten from the Tyson fight. But he thought that he would get a bigger offer in the future down the line, maybe in a year or two. But what you never know in the fight game is when you may catch an L. And while Jones did beat Tarver, he would go on to lose twice to the Orlando native, who would later play the villain in the Rocky Balboa movie. If y'all ever saw Rocky Balboa, he was in that. Supposed to be some virtual thing. Nevertheless, we see that the fight never happened. He didn't take the money. It was a fight on the table around 40 million, and Tyson, he was looking forward to it. He got to stay at heavyweight, keep all the weight and everything. He was still dangerous, but he didn't have the speed that he once had, which is something that Roy had. But Roy didn't want to go in with that bigger fighter for that amount of money. He ended up putting the fight off. He ended up losing to Tarver, lost to Glenn Johnson. And I mean, when he got beat by Glenn Johnson, I felt bad for Roy Jones. I was actually worried about the brother. I mean, it really didn't look too good. And so it never happened. All right. And that was unfortunate because it would have been better to see them in their primes. Now, what is going to happen with the fight now? Now, for those that don't know and you're under 30 years old, Mike Tyson at one point in time was the baddest dude on the planet. I mean, he was almost like a Paul Bunyan mythical type figure. I mean, he was destroying grown men when he was 20 years old, and is still today the youngest heavyweight champion ever. And not only was he destroying these dudes, it was first round knockouts, brutal knockouts, defeating a lot of people. And then because of a lot of other things, entourage, Robin Givens, his own, can't get out of his own way, he ended up self-destructing, losing a fight to Buster Douglas, a fight no one thought that he was going to lose. I remember when it happened and I was watching it. For one, he should have actually won. The referee gave Buster Douglas a couple extra seconds to get up when Tyson did knock him down. But later in the fight, Tyson got knocked out, and I just was like, I couldn't believe it. I remember going back to school, and our friends, we was just like in shock. It was as if, some special person was killed. I mean, it was just amazing. But the fact remains that he still had the skills. He was a beast. If he didn't self-destruct and go to jail and all the other things, what could his career have been? Now, if you don't follow social media, you may not have seen lately on social media that Mike Tyson has been working out and he looks amazing. I mean, he's still a beast. I mean, right? I mean, of course, to the average dude walking down the street, he could beat your ass with one hit, one hit of quitters all day. Now, to another pro boxer, he may not be as deadly if they are in their prime because he's older. That's why he's matched up with somebody that's comparative in his skill and age, Roy Jones. Now, here's the thing. Have you ever heard of the phrase old man strength? Because you don't hear a phrase old man speed. Because strength is the last thing to go. Mike Tyson was a power puncher. Yeah, he had speed and other attributes, but power was his name. Roy Jones is speed. The last thing to go is strength. So, I don't know. Now, Mike Tyson was saying in this article, and I'm going to put the links to these articles below, that he's not going to fight for money. He's going to fight for free. And he said that he's not doing this to receive a penny from his boxing comeback, and all the money he's going to make is going to go to charity. Now, this fight is going to take place September 12th. Getting anything, I just feel good doing this because I can. Or as he said in quotes, I'm not doing it to get anything. I just feel good. I just doing it because I can. Anyway, they say that this is going to be on pay-per-view, of course, and that it's going to probably make around, 16 to 20 million for this fight that he would just donate to charity. Now, for those who don't know, Tyson at one point had a fortune of over 320 million, and he's lost it all. And he said that since all of that, he's actually much happier without a large amount of money because it stops all the vultures from taking money off of him. And he said he happy he don't have any money no more, and that he said now nobody could take anything from him, and he's just a happy person in a happy place. So we'll see how it all turns out. My predictions for the fight is that I think Tyson has the chance to win if he's able to land the bigger shots early in the fight. If Roy is able to avoid some of the big blows that Tyson can throw, because he do got a big thick neck, he still got them big arms and big tree trunk legs, he still can do damage. But if Roy is able to avoid that, Tyson tires out, and then be able to do damage through accumulation of punishment, then he could win. What I actually think may happen is I think it's not going to be much boxing after the first round, and by the third round I think they'll be tired, and it's only scheduled for 8 rounds, and I hope that they don't get hurt. I like both of them. I looked up to both of them as fighters, as alpha males at different points in my life. Tyson was like a mythical superhero at one point as my childhood. And Roy Jones, I respected his skills in the ring and what he was able to accomplish. And I really felt bad for Roy when he got knocked out by Glenn Johnson and a couple other knockouts that he's received. And he's actually continued to fight up until just last 2 years. And he hasn't looked good, and so I feel bad for Roy doing this, and I think he does need the money. And Tyson originally said that he was actually just working out, feeling good, and then he said his brother-in-law said, "Hey, I know you don't want to fight, but would you fight Bob Sapp?" Now, he said, somebody wants to offer you a lot of money to fight him. And Tyson said, "Get out of here." And he said, "I told you I don't want to fight anymore." And then He said, I thought about it in my mind and it went ding. I said I would fight Sapp under the Marcus of Queensberry rules. And for some reason, it went from Bob Sapp to somebody else and this guy. And the next thing you know, I'm fighting Roy Jones on September 12th. I don't know how this happened. And so, you know, I don't think Tyson really wanted to do this. He was just, you know, with the corona and he can't go out and do things. He started doing that. It started feeling good. And everybody looks up to Tyson from back when he was on top. And so I think that just got things started and snowballed from there. And we'll see how it turns out. I hope neither one of them hurts themselves or each other. And I'm trying to decide if I'm about to fight. Y'all gonna buy the fight? Let me know in the comments below. If I do buy the fight, I might even live stream it on my YouTube channel. But they'll probably try to shut me down, so we'll see. Anyway, I'm Jay. That's my take, my thoughts on the Tyson Jones situation, the fight. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.